What's going on, guys and girls? It's Ghost Robo, and this is my unscripted video on why I left Los Angeles. I moved. Maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you just assumed I did because I seem to move all the time. I think this is like my 15th move, but I didn't really want to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it now and give you the reasons why. I moved to Indiana, not Detroit. I love Detroit, but I didn't move there. I moved back to Indiana. This is currently my interim setup. I'm actually at the house I used to live in, which is now my family's house, and not where I'm going to be living. My house isn't ready yet, so I'm staying here temporarily. But to give you a little background, I moved from the Midwest to Los Angeles last summer, right before E3 2016. I stayed there for a year. I loved it there, and then I moved back. And I didn't really want to talk about the move back. I don't know which order I should do this, if I should give you the reasons why I moved back or the reasons why I didn't want to talk about them. Let's do it this way. I didn't want to talk about moving back because I felt like it was a step backwards. I felt like I moved to Los Angeles to move forward, to expand, to grow, and moving back to Indiana felt like, and in some ways still feels like, a step backwards. You know, like I feel like sort of on like the ladder of life, I was like doing this, and now I sort of like hit the brakes a little and kind of backpedaling a bit. But it's not because I didn't like Los Angeles. I loved it there. I love the fact that it was sunny all the time. I love the fact that there was so much to do. I love the fact that I lived in Pasadena, where it was a little bit off the sort of main city trail, so we still had access to everything, but it wasn't like super noisy, it wasn't super chaotic, it wasn't super trafficy, it wasn't super impossible to navigate, it wasn't super like intimidating or super trendy. Maybe it was, I didn't experience that. I experienced a very fun place that, yeah, has some traffic, but had a lot of great access to a lot of great stuff. Really fun to go, even to simple things like organic gluten-free restaurants and Pinkberry and escape rooms and hikes. Like, I loved those aspects of it. I didn't do any of the partying aspect, any of that whatsoever. I love being able to go to events. I love that so many events were so close by, I could just drive my car to them rather than get on a plane and make it a 3-day trip. I loved being near Machinima. I loved being near other YouTubers. I didn't like that it didn't transform everything like I thought it would. And that's something I want to get back to. So I didn't really mention this move like I normally do, like, hey, here's a vlog of me moving, because I was kind of bummed. I really loved where I lived. I miss the place still. I miss all those things I just told you about Los Angeles, but I felt like, for a number of reasons, it was the right thing for me to do to move back. And I still plan on living out in California, in the Los Angeles area, in the future. I don't feel like this is a permanent step at all. In fact, I feel like it's a very short-term step. But my brother is going to be a sophomore in high school. My other brother currently lives in Indiana as well. And I really felt strongly that I wanted to have some time with my brothers and with that family unit before it breaks up kind of for good, right? Because once my youngest sibling goes to college and everybody's kind of spread out, you never really will get that back. And maybe that's not the biggest deal to some people, but to me it's a huge deal. Family is my number one priority, and so I really felt like, okay, I have, you know, whatever, as morbid as this is, like 70, 80 years of life, and if I am going to spend 1 or 2 in Indiana, they might as well be now, because in 5 years it doesn't matter, because Noah will be gone, and Jake will probably be gone, and they'll be off doing their own separate things. So now is sort of the time. And it was the same with Becca. Like, her brother is in college, and we're much closer to her family, and so she has the ability to see them as well. So it kind of was like a very family-centric decision of, okay, even though we love it in LA, even though it was much easier to do YouTube, even though there were a lot of benefits, it felt like this was the right thing to do for this time, and that I would more regret not having this time with my brothers and my family unit than I would not, like, having a year or 2 without Pinkberry or without Mendocino Farms, or without, you know, the ArcLight theaters and all the fun stuff, Disneyland and that. Like, I can deal with doing that later in life, or even just like a short little bit later, but I couldn't deal with, like, I wouldn't have the option, right, with the family stuff. So that was number 1. Number 2 is I was starting to feel a little bit creatively bankrupt out there, and I don't know what it was. I think it was just me. I think YouTube was going through some changes, and it just really stressed me out. I was incredibly anxious. I was incredibly stressed out good news, I actually got on an anxiety medication and it's helped a lot. Not perfect, but it's helped a lot, so that's good. I hate doing that with medication, but sometimes you have to, and in this case it worked wonderfully so far. So I've been on that for about a month. It's been great. I had no issues at E3, no issues really with the move. I had some slight issues just sort of after the aftermath of the move just because it was exhausting, but doing good there. So I felt like moving back towards my family, towards my friends, towards my brothers would be a move to, again, spark creativity and spark fun, because those are the people I'm the most comfortable with. Those are the people I'm most myself with. Those are the people that I know the best. And I felt like, okay, if I'm hitting a writer's block or YouTube block or just a career block of some sort, I feel like putting myself in a familiar situation around familiar faces and people that I love to laugh with and people that know me inside and out would probably be a smart move. So it was like 80% family, or maybe 75% family, 15% the creative thing and wanting to kind of jolt that and jumpstart that. And there's an opportunity for Switch Force, which is the Switch channel, to kind of all be closer and work more tightly with my brother on that in person. And then I think the third thing, which is kind of one that I feel is important to convey, is that LA is awesome. It's a fantastic destination, but it does not make you awesome. And that's something I feel like a lot of people get the wrong idea about. And it doesn't have to be LA, it could be New York. Like this destination mindset where if you get somewhere or if you live somewhere awesome, it's gonna make you awesome. And like, I'm not saying I'm not an awesome person. I believe that I am. I try to be. I try to be a kind, loving, great person. And I try to be generous and I try to live a happy, healthy life. But I think there's like this idea, and it's really, really exacerbated by people, some people on YouTube who sort of like show off like, oh my God, I have this incredible life and my apartment is phenomenal and the food is phenomenal and the weather is phenomenal. And that stuff may be true, but I wonder like how many of those people in the camera shut off are actually having a phenomenal time and are actually living a phenomenal balanced life. Because the place you're at, the things you're doing don't really change anything that's going on in here or anything that's going on in here. It can help. Being in the sun helped me. It definitely helped my mood. Being near events and stuff was fun and helped me, but it didn't change me. And I think in some ways I moved to LA hoping that I would evolve into a much better version of myself, and I did grow in a lot of ways. Like it was a really beneficial year, and a lot of good came out of it, especially personally, like personal growth and like just growing up and being way out there and doing my own thing and kind of learning through trial and error in that way. But I guess I was like, I was counting on the place to be the catalyst for change, and that's not how it works. It's all about you. You can be a phenomenally happy person in the middle of Indiana or in the middle of Los Angeles, but going there isn't gonna like make everything great. And I think a lot of people get in their head like, if I just lived in this gorgeous place in this gorgeous apartment or this gorgeous beach house, or I had this incredible fast car, or I had all these adoring girls, or I had this amazing setup or whatever, that like all of a sudden everything washes away and you're just like 24/7 happy. And I'm not in any way complaining, because like I was happy most of the time. But I realized while I was out there that I was hoping it would change more than it did, and I was hoping that it would change me and make me more outgoing, make me more fully alive, make me more, elevate my career, elevate this, and that has to all come from within. So if you see a bunch of things out there and you're like, man, when I get to that place or when I move there or when I have that, first off, the people that have it all, a lot of it's exaggeration, a lot of it's flaunting. Learned that very early in LA. Like a lot of it is just clickbait, exaggeration. A lot of people are miserable behind the scenes. And furthermore, that stuff helps, right? Like, not gonna lie, it's great to have a really cool setup. It's great to have a really cool camera. It's great to now have the ability to record in 4K. Like, that's all awesome and definitely helps a lot. And in some ways it does, I guess, by proxy, like boost happiness, because then, hey, I'm able to be more productive. I'm able to play more games. But it doesn't really change a lot of your internal wiring, your internal working. That has to come, I think, on yourself and how committed you are to really taking steps to make your life what you want it to be. And so I moved back, and it felt like a step back, and I was kind of embarrassed because I went out there with big plans. A lot of them fell through. A lot of them didn't work. I had a lot of great personal growth. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of, I loved the area. I was very grateful. I was expecting me to be different somehow, and I'm still me, which is good. But at the same time, if I wanted to be more outgoing, or if I wanted to have more adventures, or if I wanted to do something, extra with my career, that has to come from within. And so I think, in a way, it's motivation to be away from all that awesomeness, away from all that fun, and say, you know what, I gotta dig deep, and I gotta be the driving force of this journey of this ship. And I think that's important. Motivation has to come first, and then destination is great, and that can enhance things, but it's not going to just make everything amazing to be in LA. And I think a lot of people feel that way, and I know a lot of YouTubers that got there and then left pretty quick because I think they were thinking the same thing. It's super fun, it's super awesome, it's super expensive, but that it would somehow elevate them. And you're told that often. I see it in YouTube videos, I hear it from networks, you're told you're gonna get here and it's gonna make everything so much better. And there's the opportunity for that, but I don't know, personally I feel like I need a little bit more work on myself. Like I said, I need a little bit more of a spark that I'm hoping to better be able to generate around people that I know and trust and love very much. And I wanted to be closer to my brothers and my family unit while it's still kind of a young and true family unit. And look, our bonds are never going to break. I know that. My family could be 5 separate continents and I would still be incredibly close with all of them. But you don't very often have the chance to really enjoy and appreciate those moments, and being there every day and getting to see my brother's high school basketball games, getting to help him with his essays, and that's just sort of and you can't put a price on that, and you can put a timer on that. And that's what I really looked at and evaluated and was okay, this is priceless, but there is a time limit on it. LA will be there, California will be there, opportunities will be there, Pinkberry will be there, freaking gluten-free food at restaurants, and getting to go to awesome movie theaters and Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm and Escape Room, that'll all be there. But this was if I prioritize my life, this is my number one priority, and it's on a timer. So I had to act, and I had to hit it now. So my lease was up, moved everything back to Indiana. My house isn't ready. We'll do a fun tour or something like that when that's ready. But that's why I moved. That's why I was kind of shy to talk about it. I didn't want it to be, I just felt like it was a step back, and I wanted to sort of come to grips with it myself of why I did it, where I'm at, and I feel good about it now. I feel better about it now. I've been here for about a week. I feel solid. I really love being near my brothers again. I'm excited to have my own place, and that should be ready in a week or two, something like that. And we're going to still keep doing the awesome stuff. It was a great time to move because there's really nothing going on. Crash Bandicoot's fantastic, but I think so many people bought it, they didn't really want to watch it, and there's nothing else. Until Splatoon 2, which I'm super pumped for. There's some DLC stuff and some smaller games and some indie stuff. I'm excited for Pyre near the end of the month. I'm excited to play Death Squared on the Switch. I'm excited for Little Nightmares DLC. But in general, it's kind of a dead period, so felt like this is a good time to move. And yeah, like I said, please know that if you see the glory of LA, a lot of it is exaggerated, a lot of it is fabricated, a lot of it is faked, and in general, it's an awesome place that I love, and I'm eventually going to live there again, and I would recommend it to a lot of people, but it's not going to be what takes you from here to here. That has to come from within, and I think it's something I knew cognitively, but after being there and experience it, man, now I'm really aware, and I feel like I have an elevated sense of motivation, of drive, and of awareness, whoa, if I want to make things happen, they got to come from here. It's not going to come from my surroundings. Surroundings can help, they're great, they're fun, I'm grateful for them, but I gotta really be the catalyst. So be the catalyst in your own life. Have a fantastic day. Let me know how y'all doing. Hope you're doing well. I love you all. Mwah. Sorry it took so long to explain this and bring it to light, but I was just 1, crazy busy with the move, 2, crazy busy with E3, and 3, kind of embarrassed about it. But I feel okay about it now. I think it was a good decision. I think it was for the right reasons, and I'm excited to just get after it again. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for always being here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope you're having a great summer. Until next time, drink so much, all. Thanks again, and we'll see you all later.